What is love? It's a question that has baffled poets, philosophers, and probably you at some point. Is it a chemical reaction? A divine spark? A social construct? Today, we're going on a whirlwind tour through history to find out how our understanding of love has evolved, from ancient myths to the complex world of modern romance. Let's start in ancient Greece. If you think dating is complicated now, imagine having to please a bunch of gods who all had their own ideas about love. The Greeks didn't have just one word for love, they had several. You've probably heard of eros, the passionate, often chaotic desire. Think of it as that initial spark, the can't eat, can't sleep kind of obsession. Then there was philia, the deep friendship and loyalty you feel for your comrades. And agape, a selfless, universal love for humanity. For the Greeks, love wasn't just about romance. It was a whole spectrum of human connection. Plato even argued that the highest form of love, what we call platonic love, was a non-physical connection that brought you closer to wisdom and beauty itself. So no, platonic doesn't just mean you've been friend-zoned. Fast forward to the Roman Empire, the Romans were a bit more, let's say, practical. While they appreciated poetry and passion, love was often intertwined with duty, family, and politics. Marriage was less about finding your soulmate and more about forming strategic alliances, securing property, and producing heirs to carry on the family name. It was a very pragmatic approach. Love might blossom within a marriage, but it wasn't usually the starting point. It was a bonus, not a requirement. This focus on duty and lineage would shape the Western view of marriage for centuries to come. Then came the Middle Ages, and with it, the revolutionary idea of courtly love. This wasn't your typical dinner and a movie romance. Courtly love was a code of conduct for knights and noble ladies, often involving a knight dedicating his heroic deeds to a married woman of high status. It was all about chivalry, devotion, and yearning from afar. This was love as a game, a performance, full of secret glances, love poems, and grand gestures. It was rarely consummated, and was more about spiritual and emotional devotion than physical intimacy. Think of Lancelot and Guinevere. Her tragic story became the ultimate cautionary tale, but it also cemented the idea of romantic love as something worth fighting and even dying for. This was a huge shift. For the first time, love was being celebrated as a noble, transformative, and intensely personal experience, separate from the practicalities of marriage. The Renaissance and the Enlightenment brought reason and individualism to the forefront. People began to think more critically about everything, including love and marriage. The Protestant Reformation, for example, placed a new emphasis on the companionship aspect of marriage. The idea that you should actually like and maybe even love your spouse started to gain traction. Philosophers of the Enlightenment championed individual happiness and personal freedom. This was a game changer. The focus started shifting from the family unit or the dynasty to the individual's right to choose their own partner based on affection and compatibility. Marriage for love was no longer a radical fantasy. It was becoming an ideal to strive for, and then, boom, the Victorian era. This period is often seen as stuffy and repressed, but it was also obsessed with romance. Thanks to the rise of the novel, stories of passionate love affairs reached a massive audience. At the same time, societal rules were incredibly strict. There were complex courting rituals, chaperones, and a huge emphasis on maintaining one's reputation. It was a time of contradictions and tense romantic ideals clashing with rigid social expectations. The Victorians tried to channel the chaotic energy of love into the safe, socially approved container of marriage. Love was the ultimate goal, but you had to follow a very specific and often frustrating set of rules to get there. The 20th century threw all the old rules out the window. 2 world wars, economic shifts, and massive social movements changed everything. Women entered the workforce, gaining economic independence. The invention of reliable contraception separated sex from procreation in a way that was previously unimaginable. This gave people, especially women, unprecedented freedom to explore relationships outside the confines of marriage. The sexual revolution of the 1960s and 70s challenged traditional norms even further. Love was no longer just about marriage. It was about self-discovery, personal fulfillment, and sexual liberation. The ideal of finding a soulmate became mainstream, the one person who would complete you and meet all your emotional, intellectual, and physical needs. And that brings us to today, the 21st century. Where do we stand now? We live in an age of incredible choice and paralyzing paradox. We have dating apps that give us access to thousands of potential partners at the swipe of a finger. We can connect with people across the globe. We have more freedom than ever to define our relationships, whether we choose monogamy, polyamory, or staying happily single. But this freedom also comes with pressure. The soulmate ideal has created sky-high expectations. We're searching for a partner who is our best friend, our therapist, our career coach, and a mind-blowing lover, all rolled into one. The rise of social media means we constantly comparing our own love lives to the perfectly curated highlight reels of others, leading to anxiety and a fear of missing out. Heartbreak, which has always been a part of love, is now broadcast for all to see. So, what have we learned? The history of love shows us that it's not one single thing. It's a dynamic, ever-changing concept that reflects the values, technologies, and anxieties of its time. It has been a duty, a game, a spiritual quest, and a personal project. From the Greek spectrum of passions to the Victorian ideal of domestic bliss, and now to the digital age of swiping right, our quest for connection continues. Perhaps the most timeless lesson is that love, in all its messy, beautiful, and heartbreaking forms, is a fundamental part of what makes us human. It challenges us, changes us, and ultimately defines our lives. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey through time. What do you think is the biggest challenge for love today? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into the human experience. See you next time.